Hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining us Sushi Tech Tokyo 2026 today. Now, we will have the session on women leaders in an era of transformation, AI, society, and the future of the leadership. So please welcome speakers. FN Capital, Rose So. Choose Paris region, Alexander Dubaranshu. New Remia Collective, Naoko Okumoto. Cinnamon, Miku Hirano. Then the floor is yours, please.
So hello everyone. Thank you so much for coming to this panel. So I'm Miku, founder and CEO of Simon AI, and I will do the moderator of this panel discussion. So first, I would like to do the self-introduction here, and then after that, we will go to the main topic. So, yeah. Yes, again, I'm the founder and CEO of Cinnamon AI, and I have started to work about AI 20 years ago. So now everyone is interested in AI, but in 20 years ago no one was interested. But still I was doing that, and also besides managing Cinnamon AI, I do the committee member of new Japan growth strategy led by Takaichi Prime Minister. So and also, so this is what our company do. So we are Cinnamon AI, but we provide knowledge AI. So we have technology of OCR and RAG, and then we combine them with AI agents. So that's what we do. So Rose, could you do your introduction, please?
Sure. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Rose So. I've spent more than 20 years leading digital media and e-commerce businesses across the board. So from Yahoo to Verizon Media, and now I'm a board director. So I've seen transformation of many different stages, from the early days, from web to app to mobile, to social, to cloud, and now we're moving into AI. Nowadays, I also spend a lot of time making investment in startups together with mentoring startup as well. So the transformation that I've seen, there's one thing in common, that technology moves really fast. But however, organization and leadership and people within the organizations don't usually move at the same pace. And that's where we actually see the gap. So in order to close the gap, we nowadays really need the type of leadership that can articulate vision, but at the same time to bring people along. Otherwise, the technology will not make its full potential if people are using it or people are developing it, doesn't have the full confidence to actually bring this into fruition. So today our topic is about women, and I was very fortunate during my career. I worked with many outstanding women. The most important one thing is not necessarily how great their individual traits are. It is the collaboration, it is the ability to empathize other people and do great communication to bring people along to the same direction. Especially now with the AI, it's all, we operate in highly uncertain time. And this type of characteristic, actually, I would say, is a perfect opportunity for women. And also, AI also lower the technical bar. Now, leaders or women can use AI not just as a user, but also to be able to create things with AI. So today I'm really excited about we have this topic, and we do need a lot of venues as such for us to share ideas and to see how women and the technology can really marry together to bring the biggest impact, not only on organization, but also in society as well. So I really look forward to our discussion later.
Thank you. Alexandra?
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm really glad to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm glad to share the stage with all these women. I came from Paris yesterday, and it's my first time at Sushi Tech. We have a partnership between Choose Paris region and the Paris region and Tokyo, and we invite startups to our big event in Paris, Viva Tech, and we have some French company startups here at Sushi Tech. So I'm the vice governor of the Paris region. We work closely with Tokyo. We have been working closely with Tokyo for a few years now as big metropolis and big innovation cities. And I'm also the chairwoman of Choose Paris region, which is a promotion agency of the Paris region. Paris region is a very innovative region, very focused on first on physics, mathematics. We have many talents, and so on AI. AI is taking more and more space everywhere, but also in the Paris region. And as public authorities, we work a lot with companies, with citizens, to make this revolution accessible to everybody, to all citizens. So I'm really glad to be here and to talk about it.
So please go to French startup booths after this. So Naoko-san.
Hi, good afternoon and welcome. My name is Naoko Kumoto. I'm the founder and managing partner of Niremia Collective, a Silicon Valley-based venture capital firm focusing on that well-being tech. So at Niremia, we invest in what we call human tech, which is that basically AI native technologies that promote human outcomes across health, well-being, performance, and city design. And I built my career at the intersection of the technology and a global business. And I really always focusing on that, how I can make my team and my counterparts happy. So with that, I was managing that joint venture partnership at Yahoo and other companies as well. And throughout my career, I always have one thing in my mind: how can we make the technology translate into the human impact? So at Niremia, I am living in a Silicon Valley, and I hear all the big wave coming with AI. And also the second big wave is that, people live long time. So I'm at the intersection of the longevity and AI, and I can see that people would live like over 100 years. So the aging society issues that we are facing right now. And the third one is that the workforce system is changing. And I feel that, when I go to a lot of conference, that people really focusing on the AI, on the features, and how AI can make the company even more, richer and then efficient and all that stuff. But then what about human? We kind of left the human component, in this era of AI. So at Niremia, we create this conference. It's called the Human Tech Conference. We really focus on that, put the human on the center, and then how the human can leverage AI to be the best version of ourselves. So that's what we are aiming for, and then that's what companies that we are investing in. Thank you.
Thank you. And interestingly, Naoko-san and Rose, you two worked together before, right?
Yes, at Yahoo.
Yeah, it's very rare to have these two on the stage. And also, I heard there's even more unique thing in that organization. Could you talk about it, please?
Sure. I was really fortunate to work with Naoko. Naoko is responsible for the most important strategic relationship Yahoo has. That was with Yahoo Japan. During that time, we had a blast with so many women on the leadership team, which was quite unusual. In a tech company that we noticed, actually, women has a lot of great qualities, very collaborative, and less self-centered. That helps going through a lot of transformation together as well. So yeah, we had we reserve 1 to 2 seats exclusively for men, right?
Yeah.
But the rest, the women just are too good. Sorry.
Yeah, it was very, very interesting that at headquarters, that when I go to this offsite, at the global VP and stuff, and then I only see that few women just running there, right? But then when I go to this Asia Pacific management team meeting, there are sea of the women. That most of the management team members are women, and then Rose gave us this, very much safe and secure environment so that we can take a risk because I know she's going to cover our back, right? So that kind of a trusting relationship we were able to build. That was amazing.
That really speaks to a lot of great qualities of women leaders. So great.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So we really hope that kind of the organization would increase in the future. Yeah. Okay, so I would like to go to the first main topic, which is vision to impact. As we talk about AI every day, right? And then we talk about how to use AI, how we can have AI in our strategy. But having it in the reality is a different thing. So, okay, so I would like to go with Alexandra. So as a leader of Choose Paris region, you are driving AI adoption. So, how do you process reshaping the way leaders make decisions and take responsibility?
Thank you for this question. So, for us in the Paris region, AI is not only a technological revolution. Our main focus is really to make real changes in lives of citizens. So it's our obsession, really. In very concrete aspects of our daily lives, I can take 2 examples. One is mobility. Actually, Tokyo has the more dense public transportation network in the world, but we are second in Paris. But it means we have also some issues of congestion, of delays, and so on. So we use AI, for instance. We work public-private, public partnerships to use these technologies to improve this commuting for people on a daily basis. Second example is health, and especially on women diseases. We work with hospitals, we work with startups, we do public funding for them, and we also make relations between big corporations and startups to improve the diagnosis, for instance, for breast cancer, and use AI with it, and also to have a more personalized medicine. So for us, AI must really be focused on improving daily life of citizens. And then it's also a transformation of leadership, as you said. As a public authority, we use it inside the administration to also improve the work of people working for us, but also the service, I would say, to citizens, for the administration to the citizens. So we improve the life, reducing also delays, better communication, and so that our people working for us, public servants, can focus on the human relationships with the citizens. So it adds value, and it's very also an important focus for us. So I think we always have in mind really the well-being of our citizens. We need to be re-elected, by the way, so it's quite important. But on topics of the daily life, health, transportation, also education, of course, and we work on AI high schools with public funding. And the public authority, the region, like the state here, has a responsibility in terms of public funding where there is not enough private funding. So this is our main goal.
Just a quick question. So you use AI as a human's well-being, and how do you measure it?
For instance, in the mobility, we see the concrete effects of what we do because it improves the information for when you take your bus, your train. It reduces delays. So you see the impact quite easily. And for health, we will better diagnose some diseases. And we do a lot of public funding for women-specific diseases like breast cancer. And we work a lot with all the startups. And we help them take the risk, and with this public funding, for instance.
Okay, thank you. So what you said is like AI for like human-centric. And I guess like it is like related to what Naoko said. So you hear about like AI vision by like startups every day as an investor. So, but like how do you see startups that can like work from vision to reality, but probably other startups not? So why do you see the difference?
So an AI is really changing the world of the well-being in the human tech area. I am coming from the internet background where Rose and I used to work at Yahoo, and I am always looking into the engagement, how much people engage, and that's the KPI we are chasing after. Now, with the AI coming in, we can take all the cluster of data, and then we can create this, human outcome based upon the data. So when you kind of see that where you are at in terms of health, both physical and mental, and then you can see that preventive health, where is the risk that you are having it, and then you have these interventions that how you can improve your health, and then you can see the outcome. We call it data flywheel, so that you take all the data, and then you can create a really good data, and then that's funneling into the personalized medicine, right? So and that's the big change we are seeing. And then when we are looking into the companies, we are looking into the 5 different qualities that a company is having. One is that, like I mentioned, the outcome that coming from that using the service. Second one is that data flywheel, so that you have the mechanism feedback that you take the data, interventions, and outcome, and then you kind of make this really personalized engine. And the third one is that integrating with the real systems. So that means that, the health tech area, there is the hospitals, insurance companies, and then also the consumers, and then it's many, many different players. If you kind of integrating into part of this system, then your data only be working for you, but then you have to do the insurance claim, you have to work with the hospitals, right? So that this kind of integration with the real data is important. Fourth one is a trust. Health, mental, emotional health, your own privacy data, it's so important. If you really cannot trust that a service, that's the end of the story, right? So that trust is so important that a company really have to have that great trust with the data privacy, usage, and authenticity. And the fifth one is that I work with many, many entrepreneurs. And one thing in common is that they live with a pain. So when their family members have some health issues, their mother has this mental health issues, they always have this North Star, how they can make the world a better place through this technology, right? So that these authenticities really make the difference for the companies to survive. So these are the things that I'm really looking into.
Thank you. I guess like everyone wrote like this 5 things note. Well, so Rose, you made the Yahoo Taiwan 40 times bigger revenue, right? So based on that experience, I'd like to know like how you made from the vision to the reality. That's first question. And the second question is this in this like AI era. is there any difference from before?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. I mean, if we kind of went to the time machine, we go back 20 years ago, yes, we were also dealing with a technology that was pretty new, internet. So therefore, leaders every day were working with uncertainty. There is no established playbook for you to follow. Therefore, you have to create some sort of a create from the vision all the way to bring people along, and people will start understanding what it means to them. So I would say in that experience, and looking at what it is now as AI, there are a lot of similarities, but of course, AI impact is far greater. Just looking at agentic AI or AI in general, only, was become more mature only 3-4 years. But look at the impact. Right now, there's close to 1 billion people using AI tools. Amazing, a billion. And even if you're looking at corporations nowadays, according to McKinsey's The State of AI for 2025, the numbers are shocking. Already 88% of the companies have said they're using AI in at least just one function. And 2/3 of the company started to experimenting with agentic AI. So corporations are adopting AI, but if you're looking at the impact it has created, the impact so far, maybe on some functional level, you could easily see 20-40% increase. But across the board, on the enterprise level, that's where the industry was concerned. You just have not seen a real bottom line improvement in a meaningful way, right? So that, having said that, the impact is definitely going to happen. So the question is the gap. So how do we close the gap? The gap, first of all, it's really important that AI is not used only as a silo within our company. Even remember, in the internet age, also there are people only using internet for a very basic, like marketing tools. Today is the same thing. So if you're using AI and corner that into only productivity gain, without really wearing the hat, or ask the question, what can AI really change how we add value to our customers? I think we need to start asking a more profound and more strategic level question. So therefore, the AI integration has to be going to organization end to end, not just a silo function, a couple employees just try that on their own. So I think that is going to be massively important to really make AI from vision to have real impact on the enterprise level. And the other thing is people, as we all talked about. Ultimately, AI is a technology, but it's going through individuals and people to make the value out of it. But we must admit, people are not ready. Not ready, not necessarily technical side of it. It is emotion, fear of losing jobs. So that is very true. If you're looking at the US, the survey easily shows almost 50% of employees in the United States nowadays feel concerned of the loss of their job. Asia is a little bit different, like Japan, Taiwan, aging population. AI kind of a complement on your workforce gap, but that issue is still there. So I believe now to really land from the vision all the way to real impact, organizations need to start asking the right question. Not just how can I improve productivity and then cut people. You should start also to look at, okay, how does the AI going to increase value, and how do I make decisions? Every AI decision is actually become a societal issue because jobs get impacted, or we have a new products and new services that comes to the world, which is amazing. So I think that this is a time very important for us to look at, address some of the core issues to integrate AI end-to-end into the operation at the same time. Upskill your employees, invest in your employees, redeploy your talent, not to create such a massive societal issue that people are just going to be replaced by AI.
Yeah, I really totally agree with your opinions. As like we shouldn't afraid of AI, and because like AI is just for like empowering us. So thank you so much for your comment. So I would like to go to the next question, and this one I would like to have like so not like common question, like different questions, like specific questions to all of you. So first, I would like to go with Alexandra, because yeah, so you see ecosystem of Europe, and especially Paris, and that is that must be very different from Asia. So as Rose mentioned, like Taiwan and Japan, we are very aging society, and we do not have that much like labor. But like in Europe, it must be different. So I would like you to talk about like Europe ecosystem, and also how we can collaborate Europe and Asia.
I think we have similar issues. But yeah, but and that's why we need to work together, and that's why I'm here, for instance, and why we have a French pavilion. The French ecosystem is very strong in terms of talents, AI talents. It's the highest concentration in Europe in terms of AI skills, research, R&D. French have many engineers. We have a very good school of mathematics, physics. So this is really our strengths, and we build on that, and we try to attract foreign investments in these topics. Also, when you are in Paris, you have access, of course, to the European market. So France is a small country, but in Europe you have access to 450 million people, consumers. So it's a good place also to invest. We are sometimes too good in regulation, which can a little bit slow things. But I think it's also a good thing. Well, not go to the extreme, but if you want, as we all said, to take people with you, you need trust, and for trust you also need some regulation. But sometimes it's a little bit too much, I must say. But and here you can find the speed, I think, more in Asia, is the speed of implementation, also the industrial part, which is very strong, robotics. And so I think nobody can do this alone, and we need more cooperation. We have some, as I was saying, some exchanges of startups, but I think it's not enough. We need to work more together. I think Asia and Europe have a lot to do together, and there are many opportunities and advantages of working together. More joint projects, more collaborations, and it's not only in technology. It starts with exchanges of students. We try to do that more. To have a partnership between our universities. There are some, but I think not enough. And so when we come to Japan, that's what we are trying to do. Work, of course, on exchanges of startups, companies, business relations, but also education, culture. Last year, for instance, I was visiting a mangaka school, because France is the second reader in the world of manga after Japan. So all these partnerships in all areas are very, very important, and I think our vision that can be a little bit different of AI is very complementary, and so many opportunities, it's what I see.
So it seems there are like many commons in France and Japan, as like manga, and also we both love foodie, right? But you know, like I quite often work with Japanese enterprise, and all of them say we don't have like enough AI talents. But you said you have like lots of AI talents, and why? You said like because like you have like strong like math and physics. Is it because of like coming from like
very strong engineering schools in France? I think like when you see also big US corporations, you often see French engineers, not only, of course, but yeah, it's our strengths. And we see right now many AI companies settling in Paris. and also settling their, implanting their R&D headquarters, European headquarters in Paris, big data centers, and because when you decide to go in a country, you see if you will be able to recruit, and you see the workforce, and this is one of our strengths. And we have some weaknesses too. But yeah, this is one of our strengths. And so that's why these collaborations may be win-win for both countries.
If you don't mind, can you talk about your weakness? Maybe like we can compliment about weakness.
Weakness. Weakness. Yeah, I can come back to regulation. Sometimes we are a little bit more risk adverse, I would say. So things here go quicker from what I see. So
Japan is very heavy regulation country as well.
So let's say Asia, perhaps more globally, things are a little bit go quicker here, and the industrial power also what I see here more.
Thank you. Okay, now Ko-san. Originally, I wanted to talk about like a different question, but let me ask something else. Is that okay? So you have worked at like many countries. So and probably like in Japan, of course, the like gender gap is very huge, and in other countries sometimes it's not. And is there any like how you see difference in those?
Let me see. So when I started my career in the Silicon Valley, women were still minority, especially when I am in high tech, and also now investor. Both are the women power is still scarce. And then good example is that when I go to the Y Combinator event, it's very most popular and a well-known accelerator event. That demo day is packed with so many people. So there's a big line, and then I, be the last of the line, and then this gentleman checking up on me, and then goes, why he checking up on me? Like, is there something wrong? So I asked this gentleman, what is this line for? And then he said, this is for the men's bathroom. And I so got used to the women making a line for the bathroom. I go to PTA and all the events, women making a line for the bathroom, not men. But then because women are only few percent of the Y Combinator attendees as an investor, so men's line so long and women just revolving door, right? So that's scarcity it is. But then what I see is that when I start working for Yahoo as this strategic partnership VP, what I see is that we always talk some kind of common language. So I always focus on that substance over noise, because people really see that issues there. What is that issue? My issue is this one. Your issue, I don't know. So that I just want to clarify that what is that issue, and then people really understand that issue point. Then we work on the collaboration. What is the common goal that we want to set that aside? And then with that, it's just above and beyond the gender. And then as a woman, I want to focus on the collaboration over winning anything. So that was a very suitable job for me. So I was lucky enough to do it. And then as an investor right now, I focus on the human tech. That's I mentioned that promote that a human outcome across health, well-being, performance, and even city design and stuff. We put that on people's health and happiness on the center, and making the investment into the technologies that promote that human potential, right? So this area that I see that are many, many women founders there, because they are dealing with this issue every single day, that my baby doesn't stop crying. My mom having the issue walking, or my son is having that mental breakdown. And then now I see that with this age of AI, and then with this, people living so long, then I can see that really friction point, that more opportunity for that any genders to come in, especially women, who can deal with the day-to-day decision to make the world a better place. And then also that, so much contribution can happen with the AI that now I even use that cloud code to create that, data room and a platform and then all the due diligence and stuff. And if I can do it, everyone can do it. I studied Steinbeck at college. I'm an English literature major, right? So and that gives women so much opportunities that even you don't have the engineering background, you can create a solution with a subject matter expert and some help from the engineering background people. You can even create a company with much, very limited capital, and then you can go further with that. So and there are a lot of opportunities with the change with the AI, and then I think that opportunities there, with above and beyond the gender bias that we used to experience.
Great, thank you, Rose. So now you're very strong, obviously. But probably when you just maybe graduated, I guess you were different. So was there any specific moment that you stopped permission or simply work forward as you're in your book you say stop saying no.
Dear, don't be afraid. Just say yes. Yeah, I'm happy to kind of draw some analogy from personal traits. Yes, like Naoko mentioned, the door is open. With the technology is so accessible, women, children could all utilize AI, not just as a user, but also to start creating things, which I think is really amazing. But what is also very important, having worked with many women, and now I mentor a lot of younger entrepreneurs, you found oftentimes the biggest barrier is not the opportunities. Plenty of opportunity is that inside. Give herself too much of the restriction. Almost I feel like I'm not ready. Okay? Always waiting for that perfect moment to arrive. But there's no perfect moment. So now we're facing this revolution. AI is going to stay. AI will reshape our society. AI will change every industry. So as women, do you want to just be a collateral damage, or you really want to utilize the opportunity to speak up? So I would say, knowing that, in fact, this technology gives women a lot more opportunity, but now it requires women to actually step up and to take on the positions that can actually make decisions. So for those who are running the businesses, I will also encourage, give women the roles to integrate AI into your operation. Because women are really good at that. Women are very good at navigating uncertainties and put things in place. And that's exactly what the gap is. We have the technical gap, but we don't have that fabric to really let organization to take the best of the opportunities. So anyway, at the very last, I also wanted to just share one example. One of the startup that I work with, one day the founder came to me. He was so excited. He said, now, I implement agentic AI across my entire company. So everybody has to use Gen AI. And what he noticed was the empowerment of employees just becomes so incredibly high. One quick example, for the salesperson. In the past, okay, you have to work with the client, do pitches several times, back and forth, and go to your engineering product department. Can you do a mock-up for me? Right, that's another 2 weeks. By the time you can propose to your clients 2 months out. He said, now, all my salespersons does the mock-up all by themselves. They do pitch, they have access to all information from historical. At the same time, they could just do mock-up on their own. The deal, now, the time reduced from 2-3 weeks to 2 days. And that's what I really think we need to embrace is for organization to really design rechange the roles and rethink of accountability. Don't get bogged down by your traditional organization and free up. Then you're going to see, no matter women or men, young or old, we'll all be able to contribute to this fantastic technology.
Great, thank you. So now we have only 4 minutes. So I would like to go to Naoko and then lastly, Alexandra. So to the question, as a question to Naoko, I would like to explain the data about like women in terms of like investment, and then how, like, if you believe like AI can change the structure, and also if AI cannot, what can change?
So, and I want to ask the question to the audience very quickly. So, what's the percentage of the venture capital funding goes to female-led teams? So, let's say, raise their hand if it's over 50%.
Of course, no one.
Raise the hand, it's over 20%. No. Raise the hand, it's over 10%. Okay, raise the hand if it's less than 5%. Thank you. So, thank you for the optimistic ideas of the women's funding stuff. Actually, globally, less than 2% of the venture funding goes to the female-led funding team. And in Japan, the number is less. 0.6% of the venture funding goes to the women-led team. However, according to the BCG, Boston Consulting Group statistics, the startup led by women, founded and co-founded by women, can generate 2x more revenues per dollars invested. So that means performance is there. So that supporting this women supporting stuff is that some people say that it's idealistic, it's really nice, right thing to do, but it's actually is that economic matters. So the economic consequences is there if you invest in a woman, and then women-led companies' valuation historically is much lower, but then women's-led companies' exit is much higher. So as an investor, we learn all the lessons, and the magic bullet is that you invest low and then exit high, so that, that story is there, right? So when women-led companies has this lot of opportunities there, not that just an awareness, but it's actually data is backing up on them. So, and if you are interested in that, starting a company or do something with it, or helping women or investing in the companies, just think about that opportunities there, and then don't be afraid of AI, because it's not the engineering thing. It's really the helping tool and becoming the infrastructure to help you to make that decision. And that's what's happening right now. So.
Great. So invest woman. Okay, so Alexandra. So basically France is good at like policy making, I feel. So do you feel like policy and AI can accelerate the creation of real opportunity for women?
If we are careful. Because the numbers you said, so it's not, it's 2% in France. But in public spending, we see also less women benefiting from public funding, but because they don't come to us to ask. So here are also the internal barriers. So we are very attentive and focused that we treat women entrepreneurs very well. So for instance, the Paris region now, when we were elected 10 years ago, 39% of the entrepreneurs we helped were women. Now it's 60%. So 60% of the entrepreneurs we help by public funding are women. But you need to be, to have this objective. Otherwise, you do as the others. And to act also very responsibly, I think we need to work on education. Today, I think only 20% of the AI workforce is women. If it continues like this, of course, it will be worse and worse. So what we do, we created an AI high school, for instance, but also we pay a lot of attention of attracting young girls to scientific paths, not only AI, but sciences, STEMs, exactly. And but you need to have this objective clearly stated, otherwise it will go worse and worse. So I'm optimistic, but we need to be careful to push women to reduce internal barriers by also showing role models. Very important, this kind of panels. I'm talking about my neighbors, not me. And really to inspire young girls and make them believe they also they need to dare and to go in these directions.
Thank you so much. So I really want to hear more, but time is up. So lastly, please give lots of applause to all the panelists and role models here. 盛大な拍手をお願いします。Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you very much. And we also appreciate if